Hello everyone. In this video, I will show you my most used watercolor supplies and why they are my go-tos in the day-to-day. About what is in it and why I chose these colors. Now, normally I would, a purist would say use the three primaries. You can get every color you want out of three primaries, and I understand that, and I get the color harmony in paintings, and I get all the reasons why. I love to do color mixing, especially with these colors, but sometimes I just want to not have to think about what to mix. I want to just grab a color and paint my scene in my sketchbook, just for joy and fun, and that's it. I did do a little bit of surgery on this before the video. I changed out a couple of colors because there are some colors in here that I don't use anymore. And then there are some colors that I have in my tube collection that I want to start using. So I have a good mix of quinacridones and other transparent colors. I also have a mix of ones that lean opaque. So I have cadmiums, and I have other colors like by Holbein that are not as transparent as quinacridones or phthalos. So I have in cadmiums, I have cadmium red, cadmium yellow, and cadmium orange hue. The orange one is by Daniel Smith, cadmium red by Winsor and Newton, and cad yellow is by Daniel Smith. The other opaques I have are Naples Yellow, Jean Brilliant No. 2, Horizon Blue by Holbein. These two are by Holbein. And then Lavender by Daniel Smith. And I will list all of the colors in the description, so you don't have to be writing it down. My quinacridones, which are transparent, are quinacridone Rose, quinacridone Magenta, quinacridone Gold, and quinacridone Burnt Orange. Another really transparent one that I'm going to be using for mixing, I switched this one out just recently. This one's Nickel Azo Yellow by M. Graham, which I like to mix with quinacridone Rose or Magenta and with a phthalo blue-like blue. This is Schmincke's Cerulean Blue. I love the granulating colors. I have a lot of genuines in here and other colors that separate, which are Undersea Green, Jadeite Green, Serpentine Green, and Cascade Green. I love these greens. I could go crazy and buy all the other Daniel Smith granulating greens, but these are fine for now. Perylene Green is a great one to mix with other yellows, or, you can make a lot with Perylene Green. Viridian Green I don't use a lot, so I might be switching that out for something else. I use Sap Green and Green Gold all the time. I just added Opera Rose by Holbein because I love that color. I know it's not light fast, but I'm only going to be using it in my sketchbook or for digital. And then Transparent Orange is absolutely gorgeous. You should have Transparent Orange. Permanent Yellow Deep is a really fun one for doing, like daisies. And then all my blues go from here to here. I have a lot of blues. So Prussian Blue is one that I add. I like to glaze over things with Prussian Blue. It's pretty transparent. I have Indanthrone Blue, Sodalite Genuine, Ultramarine Blue, French Ultramarine, Cobalt Blue, Horizon Blue, Cerulean Blue, Cobalt Teal, and Ultramarine Turquoise. They're all so pretty, but the three that I use the most, I would say, are Cobalt Blue, French Ultramarine, and Ultramarine Blue. Then there's the lavender. I have one purple, Carbazole Violet. I have Moonglow, which is kind of controversial in some circles because a lot of people insist that it is not light fast, but the Daniel Smith website says that it is, and so does the tube. So I'm on the fence. I'm not going to say one way or the other because I haven't done a test on my own. And then there's Burnt Tiger's Eye Genuine for all the earth colors. Burnt Tiger's Eye Genuine, Sepia, raw umber, burnt sienna light, and raw sienna. And if you mix these with other colors, you are most likely going to get mud. So if I do mix, it's usually with a blue to get some kind of cool brown or cool gray or warm, depending on the ratio, you can get a lot of different neutrals. I just added in some Alvaro's Caliente Gray. I bought that a while ago and used it once and forgot about it. So I added it to my palette. And then just the darks, the Indigo, Neutral Tint, and Payne's Gray. So that's my go-to for when I just want to relax and paint and get something down on paper because I had a long day. Or if I'm out in the field. These are the 6 primary colors that I learned how to mix with Debbie at Watercolors That Glow. When I'm mixing, I usually use these. And I'm getting pretty natural at it. It's becoming more of a muscle memory for me. So they are by M. Graham. They're Nickel Azo Yellow, Quinacridone Rose. Quinacridone Magenta is by Winsor and Newton because M. Graham doesn't make one. And then Ultramarine Blue, Phthalocyanine Blue. This one would be green shade if you're using a different brand. And Phthalocyanine Blue Red shade. The 3 that I use the most are these 3. If I'm doing a tutorial on mixing, it's usually these 3, the Nickel Azo Yellow, Phthalocyanine Blue, and Quinacridone Rose. You can find my mixing tutorials on YouTube. Duck of the Month are the ones that I dedicate to mixing with these 3 colors. I recently did one where I switched out for red, phthalo blue red shade to make a deep brown, and that worked really well. And then finally, the other materials that I use the most, I would say, and if you were going to go shopping and find something that you could do a wide variety of paintings with, are these brushes. Some kind of flat, largish brush that is soft. I have a Princeton Neptune 3/4 inch flat. This is great for getting just clear water on your paper and then doing a flat wash. I have a Silver Black Velvet number 10. I use it daily. And then I bought a whole set of silver whites because of Debbie at Watercolors That Glow. This is what she uses in her tutorials. I love the number 6, the number 4, and the number 2. I have all the other ones, but these are the 3 that I grab most often. I've been using an Eradicator brush by Rosemary & Co. Since 2020. I've had this one since then. It's probably time to get a new one, but it is so useful. It is like having an eraser. And then I also have the Dick Blick Wonder Whites. I have 2, 4, and 6, but I use the number 2 most often. And then another thing I've been using a lot is just this embossing tool. It has a little ball on the end of each side. I can use this for tracing, for applying masking fluid, and for scoring the paper to make dark marks. I just recently went to Costa Rica and I came home with a souvenir. This is for your hair. It's like a pin you put in your hair to keep it in a bun. But I saw it and immediately thought I can use that for line and wash. Which would work just as well if you used the other end of your paintbrush. So that's it for today. I just wanted to make clear what I use, and during my tutorials I like to say things about the different pigments and about the different tools. So I hope you found this helpful and have a great day. Thanks for watching.